Yo everyone and welcome to the channel, it's Cheeky here, and today we're doing a quick beginner's guide to Zarya. So if you've never played Zarya before, we're kind of going to go over how she works, her abilities and kit, and everything you can do to try and optimize your Zarya gameplay. So let's go over what she has. So she's got her primary fire, which is like a little laser beam there. Shoots out a beam that does damage and consumes ammo. And then she also has an alternate fire, which still uses the same ammo, but it spends 25 in one go, which shoots kind of a projectile that arcs like that. And that can hit direct, or it can kind of splash damage as well. Like a little bombs that it shoots out. So that's Zarya's kind of abilities, primary and secondary fire. Just to note, like I said, her secondary fire uses 25 ammo. But even if you've got like a little bit left, like say 6 like this, you will still be able to shoot a full power secondary fire out of your gun. So don't worry, even if you've got 1 ammo left, you can still pop one of those secondary fires out. So going on to how Zarya kind of really does actually work is, I've put the rocket bots here to show you because they do a lot of damage, but she has these bubbles. She has a personal bubble for herself, and she also puts bubbles on her teammates. As you can see, it's got the input there, which will be E on a keyboard. And what you can do, you can either choose to give yourself a bubble to protect you. So what it does, it blocks damage and abilities and absorbs it and gives you, see in the middle, it's kind of got a percentage that's dropping down now. And that increases the power of your weapon. So yeah, you can do the secondary button, which is shift on the keyboard or left bumper on a console. And that shoots it onto your team. And again, it works exactly the same. It will capture that damage. It's up to 200 damage. And that will charge up your primary fire. So as you can see, I've got kind of 2 of them. You can see that, and it's a shared cooldown. So say I use one for myself, I can either choose to use the second one for myself or use the second one for a teammate. So I could just be, selfish with it and charge myself up by using it on myself. And then again, waiting for the cooldown, it's all shared. So you wait for that first one to come back, and I've only got 1 now, and it's still charging up. You can see in the bottom right corner. And then now I've got 2, right? So what you want to be doing with this, with the charges, you want to be kind of getting yourself charged up a little bit before the fight with your first one. Waiting a few seconds, maybe 2 seconds before you got you got it come back off cooldown. You want to be then going forwards. So what I'll do, I'm just going to reset my charge and try and demonstrate how this works. So I'm just going to jump off the map to reset my charge to 0. Otherwise, we'll be waiting forever. And then I'll show you kind of how you can get kind of flow this charge. So first bubble is used, and then like before the fight starts. So I'll pop it on my bot here to save my friend, and then I'm waiting a few seconds for that to come back. Okay, probably about now I can go in, and I've got my bubble. I pop that one before that one, and then I've still got a second one in the pocket for when another little bit of damage comes through, and that's going to push me over the edge to get to that maximum charge. That's the most optimal way to use Zarya. And then of course, when you're maximum charge, you're just absolutely melting people, and also your alternate fire does extra damage when you've got it charged up as well. So if I jump in front of this bot, get myself up, again high charge, alternate fire also does increased damage. So that's kind of how the abilities work and kind of the best way to flow them. So one before the fight, wait a few seconds, always just poking a range, pop a second one, couple seconds in, now I've got another one, boom, and that's 3 bubbles, and you're going to get yourself over that 100 charge threshold. Final thing is her ultimate, which is Graviton Surge. So as we've got this projectile that she shoots with her alternate fire, she also shoots a similar projectile with her ultimate, but what it is, it creates a vortex and it pulls enemies in, and then you get caught there. They can't use any movement abilities, and you can just shoot them freely. Do bear in mind they will use defensive abilities to kind of counteract it, so you want to be wary for those. But it's pretty cool. It kind of sticks on surfaces as well, so you can shoot it kind of above a doorway or something. I don't know, like say for example there, it's going to pull the bot up, right? You can do this in several ways. It should also work on the other side of a wall, so that would go through the wall as well. I can try and show you how that works. It's really good for combining with stuff that's kind of high damage. You could put it with like a pulse bomb or maybe like a Genji blade or something. So I'll try and show you on the other side of that wall. See, it still works through walls. It just pulls them up on the other side of the door. Of course, if I got no access to that bot, then it serves no value catching them there if I can't access them. But just something to note that it does go through walls. So yeah, combining it, if you say call out, I'm going to grav in comms, if you're in comms, You know, you could go, I'm going to grab, and maybe your tracer comes in, sticks someone with a pulse bomb, and happy days for everyone, get a couple of limps. But yeah, it's not really worth going for like massive grabs to try and get like 5 or 4 people in. You really want to get 1 or 2 people. It is more than effective enough. So with Zarya, we want to be charging up before the fight. So catching a little bit of charge. So here, my bot's going to take a bit of damage. That's before the fight. We're poking away. Okay, now it's getting up to when my bubbles come back on charge. So I popped it again. And then 2 seconds, I got my other bubble back. So that's 3 bubbles, pretty quick. You know, 83 charge. I'm going to be doing really effective damage in that situation. And you want to be focusing the smaller, lower HP targets, really, as Zarya. You want to be ending their supports or damage characters. The tanks really just not, you're just not going to have a great time with it. So definitely focus those. So what we'll do now, because we've gone over the abilities, a little bit how you should be flowing with your bubbles and who you should be focusing, we're going to jump into a game and see if we can apply this to a game. So if you want to jump over to the next video, where we'll be going and applying those skills in the practice game, and I'll see you on the other side.